this meditation that we're going to be doing it's a guided meditation, and it's different than most guided meditations in that it's kind of an analytical thing where there's lots of symbols, lots of metaphors, I guess you could say, that are involved in the meditation. They're built right into the meditation itself. And once we do the meditation, we'll talk about these things that come up in the form of the visualizations and how your meditation went. So I'll actually be, for the most part, reading a script because it's kind of a set guided meditation. So it's not like most meditations where we're trying to really become very relaxed and comfortable and use the guiding to bring us into a state of presence. I mean, this is, hopefully this will do that, but what we want to do is remember the visualizations. And the first time I learned about this meditation, this guided meditation called The Road, was in one of my hypnotherapy training classes. And the teacher put it out there, and then I thought it was just fascinating. I really enjoyed it, and everybody else did too. So it's a really fun meditation, but it's also something that we can learn a lot about. And before I go much further, I want to thank Chuck and Melissa for the donations. It's very much appreciated, very, very heartfelt. So thank you very much. I want to welcome everybody here, and I'm kind of stalling. There's 12 meditators here right now, and usually we get about 50 or 60 meditators. So and a lot of those people join on a little bit later. So if you'll notice on the comment section, I kind of hopefully the people that come in late will be able to see this. On top, it says tonight we're doing something called the Road Meditation, and if you come in late, please join right in and remember your visualizations. And I wanted to write more in there, but it doesn't allow more than 150 characters, so that was my limit. But I also wanted to say that we're going to be using that information after the meditation and taking an analytical look at how that meditation was for you. I think you'll find this, like many guided meditations, I think you'll find it very, very, very easy and very comfortable, very relaxing. After I just kind of thought about this now, but what I'll do is I'll put this meditation, and there's a worksheet that goes along with it, and I'll put that on my the website shanewilson.org. and myname.org, and then we will then you'll be able to revisit that and see if you even want to use it yourself. This is something that everybody that has gone through the teacher training program that I've taught for many years, the teachers all have used this, with their own practices and stuff, and got really, really good reports about it. So it's called The Road for a reason, because we will start and I will have you visualize that you are actually walking down a road. So the meditation itself, I'm going to do very, very slowly and allow plenty of time for you to really gather your thoughts and kind of, work with what we're working with. There's some things that I want you to take a look at, and it does involve a great amount of visualization, imagery. And if you have trouble visualizing, don't let that worry you. Just kind of feel your way through, and just remember that the things that you kind of feel in a sensory way. So when we talk about visualizing and visualization at practices and that type of thing, it's not only what we see, but maybe what we hear, what we feel what we touch and what we even, it could be smells and tastes and, all these different things. But a lot of it is just how do we feel? Let's say when we walk into a room, how does it make us feel? That kind of thing. And if you're really good at visualizing, you'll really appreciate this, and you'll understand why afterwards when we go through a little bit more of it in detail and look at it in detail. So please make yourself comfortable. Find your cushion or find your chair, or and this is the kind of meditation that you could actually probably lay down if you don't feel exhausted from the daily activities and stuff. If you feel like you're not going to fall asleep, this is something that you can lay down and do. I don't often suggest that because I've seen many people fall asleep. I used to teach in a yoga studios and it happened all the time. But find your posture, and we will do this meditation, guided meditation called The Road. Please start by taking a nice, deep, relaxing breath. And now as you gently release that breath, let any and all tension and tightness simply melt away. I'm asking you to let go of the past, let go of the future. And this meditation is really designed for you to learn more about yourself. Perhaps you'll learn some things that you've never even looked at before. Again, let any tension or tightness slip away, let it melt away. And as you breathe in and out, allow your eyes to gently roll up behind your closed eyelids, as if you're looking through an opening in the top of your head. And this allows you to really access more alpha brainwaves by doing this. Now allow the eyes to settle into their normal position with the eyelids closed. And feel yourself relaxing and letting go. As we begin this exercise, allow yourself to become aware of all of the details of the process. Simply allow yourself to see, hear, and feel all that you are experiencing. I ask that you try to remember in detail everything that you come across, everything that you imagine and visualize, everything that you experience. This is information that we'll be able to use at the end of the meditation itself. Imagine you're standing on a road Any type of road will do. This could be a road that you're familiar with, or one that you might be creating in the moment. Something that you're creating in your imagination. It's simply a road. Whether you're familiar with it or whether you're creating it in your imagination, either way is fine. Now notice what type of road it is. Notice what it's made out of, how it was created, what kind of material. It could be a country road or a city road or anything within the mind that you can create or see. And notice the landscape surrounding the area that you're standing. You standing on this road. And notice where you are in relationship to the road. And now see yourself turning around and viewing the road behind you. And notice what you see. Notice what you're aware of. And now turn back around and begin to imagine yourself walking down this road. If you've just recently joined us, please make yourself comfortable and follow us through this guided meditation, and we'll discuss the details of what you visualize afterwards and how you visualize them. Now, as you're walking down this road within the mind, after a while your attention is drawn to the side of the road, and you move over to an object along the side of the road. You notice that it is a cup. And you begin to examine the cup. Now notice what it's made of. Its condition. It may seem old. It may be new. Is there a particular color or design to this cup? Notice all the fine details. Does it have a handle? You can choose to either keep the cup or leave it there as you move along down this road. The choice is yours. Keep the cup or place it back down where you found it. As you continue down the road, again your attention is drawn to another object along the side of the road. As you approach it, you realize that it is a key. As you begin to examine the key, you notice the details of the key. Details such as whether it's old or new. Does it have a color, a shape? What kind of material is it made out of? Notice if it feels like this is your key or someone else's. Notice the shape and the size. And now again, you can choose to either take this key with you or you can leave it where you found it. It's your choice. Just keep in mind what your decision is. And now visualize yourself again moving further down this road. Notice your surroundings, and again, notice what the road is made out of. Has it changed at all? Do you feel comfortable on this road? Do you enjoy walking down this road? Now, continuing down the road, you notice a fence along the side of the road. You also notice a house beyond the fence, but for now, just focus on the fence. We'll explore the house later. Notice all the fine details about this fence. Notice how high it is. Notice how long it is. Its style, its color, the condition that the fence is in. Notice whether the fence seems old or new. See the fence with all of its details. Is this a fence that you can climb over? Or is this a fence that you should walk around if you want to get on the other side of it? Or is there a gate? Now, on the other side of the fence, there's a house a short distance away. Now, as you look at this house, notice the design and the size of the house as you begin to approach it. Notice the condition of the house. You made your way beyond the fence and you're moving towards the house. Is it old? Is it new? And what color is it? And notice if anyone lives there. And notice anything else about the house that interests you as you view it from the outside. Now find a way to enter this house. We want to explore the inside of it. Find a way to come into the house, either the front door, maybe the back door. And as you enter the house, notice the rooms, and notice how it feels to be inside this house. And I want you to really take your time and explore the inside of this house. What things, if any, are inside? Is it in order? Is it clean? Is it dirty? This is your visualization and your adventure. And you can create how you want to create the inside of this house. Take your time. If you've just joined us, follow the guidance on this meditation, and we will use the information from your visualizations after the meditation itself. We'll discuss it. So again, you're inside of this house. You're exploring the inside. Notice the feeling that you have while you do this. Notice the rooms. And now if you're done exploring this house, I invite you to step back out of the house and slowly make your way back to the road that you came off of, the road that you've been walking upon. And as you're making your way back to this road, I want you again to notice the fence. So you're looking at the fence from the other side as you're approaching it. Notice if there's anything different about the fence, or does it look the same? You're now returning to the road. Look ahead on the road and notice what it looks like. Notice how far you can see. And notice how you feel continuing down this road. And can you tell what direction you're going? What direction are you going in? Now, as you're walking down this road, once again, just take a moment and try to remember all the details of the things that you encountered. You were asked to look at the road itself, what it's made out of, what it looks like, how does it feel to be on the road. You discovered a cup along the side of the road. You examined it. You noticed all the details of this. And shortly after the experience of finding the cup, you found a key. Try to remember all the details that went in along with finding the key. Along the road you found a fence. You examined the fence, and then you examined the house, the outside of the house, and then the inside of the house. After leaving the house, you viewed the fence from another angle, and you found yourself back on the road where you are now. So when you're ready, please allow yourself to begin to return to this current time and space. And I ask you to bring with you everything that you experienced, so that you will be able to recall all of your experiences very easily. Now I ask you to take a nice deep breath. Do this a couple of times. Another nice deep breath. Exhaling, and one more nice deep breath. Exhale. And then I invite you to open your eyes. Just become fully aware of your surroundings. And I hope you enjoyed that short meditation. I think it was about 20 minutes is all, quite a bit shorter than what we normally do here. But again, the purpose of it is, of course, the meditation itself, but also the what we want to do in the review here. So I don't know if you, typically a person doesn't have to take notes, but if you want to, you don't have to take notes about the experiences within the meditation itself, but some people do decide to take notes about what we're going to be discussing here. And again, the people that came in a little bit late, I apologize if you weren't able to join in an entire meditation, but I think you will find the discussion interesting. And this is something, again, that I will post on my website, myname.org. My name is Shane Wilson. That's the website I'll put it on. I'll put it on tonight when we're done here. It's not up there right now, but it will be. So there's two parts to this meditation. There's the guided aspect that we just did, and then there's a worksheet. And the worksheet is a series of questions. And everything that we did in this meditation, the going down the road, discovering the cup and the key, and the fence, looking at the house, coming back to the road. All these are aspects of our life. And from I guess you would say the different ways to look at it, but it'd be, I prefer to use the word subconscious. From a subconscious level, some people like to compare that with the right brain, the thinking aspect of the right brain and how that operates. We don't have to get into that right now, but everybody understands what the subconscious is, and how these things can be buried deeply, within us, that we don't recognize why they're there. And so, again, when I ran into this meditation, it was during a hypnosis class that I had, and this is very similar to something that a person could experience in hypnosis, in that there could be an examination of the process and what was experienced. So the first area that we looked at was the road. And so the question is, if you can remember how I asked you to examine the road, and what material was it made out of? How did it look? Was there curves? Did you see curves? Was it straight? Was it hard? Was it soft? In other words, was it a concrete road, or was it a dirt road, or a gravel road, or like a blacktop road? Whatever you visualize, this road represents your life now, and how you feel about your life. This is from a symbolic standpoint. So if you see a long meandering road with a beautiful landscape on the side, for example, or a road that goes through a forest, or something that really resonates with you in a very positive way, that is an indication that your life is pretty good right now, that you feel good about yourself. If it was a road that was all washed out and had a lot of rocks in it and it was tough going, that is a representation of what you might be experiencing in your life right now. And let me know in the comments if you can. The more comments I get back, the better. And so if anybody wants to agree or disagree, that's wonderful. Or if you have a comment or a question, what does it mean if there's a blockade across the road, or what if there, whatever the question might be. I'm trying to put this across in such a way where I don't influence you. And And so a lot of this is open for interpretation. So the road represents your life now. The road that you were walking on is a representation of how your life is right now. Is it smooth, easygoing? My road, I don't want this to influence what you saw, but my road was a black, like a meandering blacktop 2-lane road. Actually, I saw a part of Highway 1 in California in the forest area. Pretty close to the ocean, a very, very well smooth road. There's some very nice houses back in the forest. And it was an area that I remember seeing in the past. And it's just something that stuck with me. So that's like a road that I don't know, I saw myself walking down. That's the first road that came to mind. And so that kind of tells me that my life is pretty good. All right? That's just an example. If there's any comments, just let me know. Now, we were walking down the road and we came upon a cup. Now, what could that possibly mean, right? The cup, and of course I asked you to examine it. What kind of cup was it? And if we were doing this as a group and people were saying what kind of cup they found, I think you'd find it very interesting, because everybody finds a totally different kind of cup. And the cup represents how you feel about your belongings, particularly your belongings of value, and particularly we could say money. So this represents how you feel about money. Now, if your cup was real small, or if it was big, did it have holes in it? Was it new, or was it old, crinkly, rusty, or was it just it's amazing how many people find plastic, the plastic party cups, with no handle, like a 12, 16-ounce little red or blue cup, plastic cup, something that the wind would blow in, A lot of people mention that they find those kinds of cups. And a lot of people find tin cups that are, put together. There's a handle you can hang on to, so it's more kind of substantial. And so whatever cup you found, this cup, again, represents how you feel primarily about money. We could say money, in order to really hit home what we're trying to talk about. So was it big? Was it small? We talk about the term that he or she comes from new money or old money, if you know what I mean. Like if somebody was wealthy and they say he came from old money, that means that there was money in the family and he was kind of born into this family, this wealthy family. Or if it's new money, like a new cup, it means that the person had worked hard to create this money, and it's new. It came into their lives newer, maybe even more recent. So that can kind of give you an indication of, the older new cup. There's a couple other. Does it have holes in it? Meaning, are you afraid to lose your money? And many people are. Many people don't want to have a lot of money because they're afraid they know that they're going to be afraid that they might lose it. And even in many cases, I've run into people say that this makes no sense at all. That to me, this cup thing, it doesn't make any sense. They just can't understand how it could relate to money. And that's a part of the relation too. That if it doesn't make any sense, being wealthy or having money, it doesn't really make sense to a lot of people. It doesn't really matter, And now, did you keep the cup or did you leave it behind? And this tells Some people would rather leave money behind for some reason. They're not interested in it. Or if you took the cup with you, that might mean that you can carry your wealth very easily, or your money, or wealth, we could say. So moving along here, the next thing that we looked at, we were walking along the road, we looked at the cup, and then we looked and we saw an object on the side of the road, and it was a key. I got to see what Chuck says. Mine truly was very close in appearance to the one you described. 2-lane blacktop surrounded by green tree pines, and so my cup is slightly dented tin, well used, medium sized. I left the cup beside the road in case somebody else might need one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a good example, Chuck. I knew you'd come through. That's great. So it from that standpoint, it really makes sense. And I know you from experience that you're a very generous guy, so that makes absolute wonderful sense, good sense to me. I know you're a generous guy. You left a donation already. And I thank you for that. So the key, we looked at a key. It's amazing what kind of keys people come up with. Many times people find skeleton keys. And I have to tell you, the reason I decided to do this road meditation is because I went for a walk this morning and I found a key on the sidewalk over by the golf course where I live here. And I looked at it and I thought, what would this key be for? And I really examined it, and I came to a conclusion that it was for a golf cart. It was an extra key for electric golf cart that had fallen off, and the other key was still in the ignition, and this one had fallen off and fell on the sidewalk. This is an area where a lot of people use golf carts. It's an Arizona thing, right? And it looked like just like a golf cart key. And when I looked at that, I thought, it's been a couple of years since I did this meditation. We're going to do this tonight. So that's why we're here. Anyway, so I actually did find a key today. But this key that you found in your meditation represents how you feel about success. We've all heard the term the key to success, right? So to kind of clarify, when you found this key, did you feel that it could be very important to you, or did it feel like it was just something you found by chance? So if we worked hard, we feel that we're successful and we worked hard at it. Did it come from our work, or did we just kind of luck into it? Like we found a key, just lucky, that kind of thing. So did any successes, or the success that we might have now, was it just luck or something that we actually worked towards? So you have to ask yourself, what is your key to success? And success, by definition, that could be a lot of different things. For most people, it's just happiness, being happy. And other people, it has a lot to do with relationships. And again, it could be money. It could be that type of thing. And how does this key align with your idea of success? And was it a substantial key? Was it just a small little aluminum thing that would be easy to break? It was, what might this mean to you? A lot of people find skeleton keys that are kind of hefty, that wouldn't be easy to break, but they're not really secure. You can pick a lock, pretty easily with a skeleton key. You can put a screwdriver in there or something like that, and open them up. Chuck says the key is old brass skeleton key. Yeah, the handle slightly ornate but not fancy. I wondered what it might open, and that intrigued me. And you pocketed the key. Yeah, I would pocket an old skeleton key too, because they're just cool. It's like, hey, this is what I found. A skeleton key. The key I found today, I thought, I will never actually have any use for this. I'm going to leave it right here in case somebody might come by with their little electric cart, their golf cart, and be looking for it somehow or for some reason. So I left it right there on the sidewalk just in case. But the key represents how you feel about success. Thank you for the comment, Chuck. I appreciate that. Now, interestingly, we come upon the fence. We're walking along a road, and there's a fence. So, this could be, it's funny, for most people, this is kind of a rural area, with some scattered houses around, and there's this fence. But for some people, it's right smack dab in the middle of the city where there's a fence around a house. So this fence represents how you see the boundaries in life. What kind of boundaries are there? Was this fence, I guess the main question is, was this fence easy to get over or easy to get around? Was it a tall fence? Was it a short fence? Was it like a stockade kind of fence where you couldn't see through it? Kind of hard to see what's on the other side, like a real sturdy. Was it a brick wall? We have a lot of these brick fences. Everybody has them in the Phoenix area. These brick walls around our backyards. Little bit hard you can't see through them. A little hard to get over. Hard to get around. They're real substantial walls. And so it's a wall fence, and that's what we're kind of looking at here. But again, the fence represents how you see the boundaries. This is how you saw the fence when you were approaching the house, when you came upon this. These are the things that, like if this house, this fence was stopping you for some reason, the denseness of the fence could be indicative to how limited you feel in life in some aspects. If you feel completely limitless, it might be just a white picket fence that you can see across, might be up to your waist, and something that you could just hop across or something. 3 slats attached to a round post, easy to hop over. Okay, Chuck is with me on this, yeah. One that you can just jump right over. So that's a good example. I appreciate that, Chuck. The fence was white, 3 slats attached to the round post, easy to hop over. So very, very few limitations. You can go right through any kind of boundaries. We all have boundaries in life. It's just, do we see them as a challenge, or do we see them as something, like a challenge that we can welcome, or is it something that we really feel that could hold us back? Now, when we came upon the house, I have to move along here pretty quickly. Time is running out. When we came along the outside of the house, this represents how you present yourself to others, how you wish to play out your role in life outside of the home. So this is how others see you outside of your house. Sometimes we are different people inside of our homes, and when we go outside of our homes, we start making people and meeting people and mingling with people, and there's kind of almost like a change in character in a very subtle way. And this is how we want people to see us, how we want to be presented, how we want to be presented, for other people. So the way we looked at the outside of this house, was it in good order? Was it nicely painted? Was it a beautiful house? Or was it an old, like a maybe a haunted house that you'd see in Beetlejuice or something like that, the movie? That's the only thing I could think of. The Addams Family kind of house, Or was it a nice, good, solid brick home, or like a, something that you can really appreciate, and something that you see and you like, That's how you want to represent yourself. I hope this all makes sense to everyone. Now, when we went inside of the house, represents your true self. So what did you find inside of the house? Was it tidy? As you were visualizing, your eyes were closed, you were meditating, you walked inside this house, you walked in probably the front door that went around the back and it went into the back door. And was the house tidy, or was it busy? Was there a lot of stuff in it? Was it very simple? Maybe it was completely empty. Maybe was there anybody in the house? Was there people there? Was it clean? Was it dirty? What was in there? Was there any animals? What did you find? And typically this represents your true self, or what I often call your true nature, and who you really are. Not necessarily how you see yourself, not necessarily how others see you, but more of your true nature and who you are inside. Remember, we're working from a subconscious standpoint, subconscious level. So if you walked in and you saw that house kind of messy, but you felt very comfortable in it, that is indicative of your true nature and who you are. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with any of it. Moving on, then we went from inside of the house. Actually, we spent quite a bit of time inside of the house in this short meditation. Probably, 5 minutes. And then when we left the house, I asked you to look at the fence from the other view, from a different angle. And this represents the boundaries from an inner perspective, from inside, the possible limiting beliefs that hold you back from the inside. The things that. So I asked you to go back out on the road, and how did you feel about going through that fence? First of all, was the fence different in any way? For example, if Chuck's fence was the same fence, 3 slats, a simple white fence that you could hop over, very few limiting, beliefs. The idea that I for some reason don't want to go back out there. I don't want to go back out on the road. I don't want to go back out into life, or whatever that might mean. So again, the fence from the other side, from leaving the house, seeing the fence on your way back out on the road, represents the boundaries from an inner perspective. Now, the road ahead, we went back on the road, and I assume for most people, it's the same road. It looks the same. Very few instances where the road had changed for anybody, but it could, and we'd have to take a look at that too. But the road, when we get back on the road, from leaving the house and looking at the fence, back on the road, this represents how far you can go in life. Your future, how does your future look? And basically, is it clear? I asked you, to look at the road. I have to kind of review. Look ahead on the road and notice what it looks like. Notice how far you can see. Notice how you feel continuing down this road, and what direction are you going? Are you heading backwards? Did any of you head back down the road where you came, or did you get back on the road and continuing on your journey? And so again, the road represents how far you can go in life, your future, and how your future looks. And so, was that clear? Was that clear? And not necessarily just from a visualization standpoint, but from a feeling standpoint too. The road ahead, Chuck says, the road ahead was slightly curved, leading towards the growing sunset. Beautiful. I got a visualization of that one. Yeah. Yeah, great. Any other comments from anybody else would be appreciated. We're kind of running out of time here. Adina, thank you so very much for the donation. I appreciate it. You're there with us every weekend, and I appreciate, or every week here. That's great. That's wonderful. I appreciate it. Again, I will. Chuck, you're funny, so I have to say it again. Again, I want to say that I will be happy to post this meditation on my website, myname.org, and then you can kind of review it and use it. The reason I put this out, again, the people that did the teacher training, and there's some of you here that are familiar with this, the teacher training students got a copy of this, and I got really good reports from people, how they were able to use it with groups and with people one-on-one. So this is a really good meditation. If you know of somebody that wants to get into meditation that might be new to it and they want kind of a different twist, you can do this with them and kind of play this game with them. This really works well with children too. You don't have to go in it as deep as we went into it, but children really like it. They're really creative, and they're very, very visual for the most part. They can visualize things really well. Like the road is just crystal clear, and they see the house and they see all their toys in the house and everything, and even toys in the yard, and they see a lot of when children do this, they see a lot of flowers, a lot of little animals and stuff like that. So you might want to try that if you have kids or somebody you want to work with. So I'll make this available, and we'll go from there. Feel free to use it. It comes in 2 parts: the guided meditation and then the worksheet that we just went over. All right, my time is up. It went by really fast for me. We did a fairly short meditation, and then we did the dialogue and kind of investigated these possibilities of what this guided meditation might mean for us. So we'll leave it at that. And I'll be here next next Wednesday. Same time, 7 o'clock Arizona time, and I plan on being here many, many Wednesdays down the road. So I'll see you then. All right. Thank you very much. Love you all. Namaste. And we'll connect next time. Thank you.